This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, ABRP Planner, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We are now sitting in Xpeng X9 and today we'll have a little test drive actually. So I start by driving it in the front and we are now in a tunnel because actually over here the light conditions are pretty, well, the best for now. We have quite low sun outside, so there'll be not so good light, but okay. So also a good test in a tunnel. You can hear it, it is really quiet. Very impressive. I even have this open now. There's a sunroof here. We have some people in the back also. So yeah, very good comfort. You know, compared to maybe ID Bus could possibly be a competitor, but also Mercedes EQV. Those cars, especially Bus, wasn't that quiet, but this X9 is really quiet. We also have some rough Norwegian asphalt. Okay, now comes the sun. Here comes the sun, yeah. And then it'll be like this. Oh, okay, oh shit. But we're gonna drive now a little route, and I want to get an impression of how it is. The Xpeng people, of course, they really brag about this car, say that it has insane good comfort and ride. I'm like, okay, let's see what it is all about. So we are now on this 60 limit road, somewhat twisty, fairly smooth. This actually feels really good. Do we have air suspension? Air suspension, yeah, I saw in the menu. You can also adjust the air suspension. Yeah, actually, you can go 40 millimeter up and 30 millimeter down. And it, I'm not sure if in the highest setting you have 22 centimeter ground clearance. You could almost go off-road with it. It's all-wheel drive, you know. But okay, back to the ride. For you guys, yeah, if I compare this against ID Bus, it's way more comfortable than ID Bus. But versus EQV, the EQV also feels fairly soft and quiet, but when you drive the EQV as Mercedes, right, you can feel like it's a van. I'm not sure how to describe it, but you sit maybe more upright. The steering wheel is more like a truck, kind of, right? And just in general, the vans, they feel roughly the same. But here, actually, if I was just blindfolded and then sat in there, if I didn't know what this car was, if I was driving it blindfolded, well, that's not gonna work. I wouldn't be able to tell that this was actually a van. It feels more like an SUV. So yeah, well, okay. The Xpeng people, they're actually right. It has some pretty insane ride quality. There, over some bumps, there was some bad, some damaged tarmac, and you barely felt it. Maybe you saw a little bit of shake in the camera. But also, I should compare it against the Denza D9, because that's one of the competitors, at least in Asia. And the ride in the Denza doesn't have that sophisticated suspension. It doesn't have air suspension, and then it tends to bounce. But here, well, actually, we don't have that typical thing that would bounce, but at least based on what I experience now, it doesn't bounce nearly as much. It just settles fairly quick. This is usually the way air suspension works. But also, this car has something pretty cool. They call it smart chassis. It says auto adjust chassis based on road condition, improving safety and comfort. And then when you enable it, there's a small icon on the instrument cluster. And then what it's supposed to do is that it uses the camera. Wait. Oh, we just went through a roundabout and there was very little body roll, unlike most vans, but it's active, right, Morten? Yeah. So the thing is working, and it's, wait, is it sending data to China? Okay, no reply. But it's using some AI to analyze the road ahead and then adapt the chassis. You know, I've seen some crazy videos from NIO. I think they call it the ET9. It does something similar. they had some champagne glass on the hood, and then it just went over those bump, and then the suspension just adapted compared to versus the surface ahead. And this van is supposed to do the same. So yeah, in the curves, wow. Yeah, you know how much I love the Denza D9. This is actually so unreal to drive. It doesn't dip that much if you accelerate. I have another Xpeng guy driving in front of me. I have to slow down a bit so I can try some acceleration, just to experience how this car rides. Oh, okay, it's slippery outside also. Yeah, I can feel it. The car has been tuned to be super comfortable. It is unreal that every Xpeng I drive is just better and better and better. Like, I was laughing at the G3 many years ago when I tried it. It wasn't good at all. And then the P7, same. I mean, it was slightly better, but it was thirsty. But then they came out with a which was it again? Well, okay, eventually they came out with the G9 and then the G6, and especially the G9 was like, wow, but annoying software, but super comfortable. And then the G6 also very good for that price. And you know, this X9 feels like driving an EQS. I'm actually not kidding. It is just insanely good. When you feel, you've seen the interior. I cannot show you much of the interior, but when you're sitting here, that's like, you have the pillow here, great seats, really good soundproofing, and just the ride. For every bump it goes over, it settles quite quickly, and just the steering wheel is nice and soft. It's unbelievable. Yeah, well, okay. So there's not much else to say really than that it is a quite awesome car. But eventually I need to also sit in the back and experience how it is there. Okay, so you see the type of road we're driving at. Yeah, fairly smooth. You know, ideally we need to test this in Thailand or Belgium or maybe UK. Yeah, where there are some not so nice roads, so we can feel the bumpiness. But the few bumps we went over, it just more or less just floats over it. So it was unreal, you know. Yeah, it's okay. But here, okay, when it comes to consumption, I'm not sure how this was reset. You know, it's Xpeng. So in terms of consumption, I'm not sure what we can say about it yet. Plus that it is cold outside today. Where do we? Yeah, there. Oh, it's getting warmer now. Okay, only -3 degrees Celsius. It was -11 this morning. Yeah, and then here you see use interface now. Okay, I just have this tab open right now, where you can see the suspension height and the stiffness and all that. And you can also adjust this. If you go more up here, you see we have different driving mode, and I'm in the individual, so you can go for the standard and sport. But even if you go to standard, you can actually also adjust some of that. You can customize different modes, so very nice. Yeah, I have to say, Xpeng, they've been improving the software over the years. It's getting better and better, and also see, the screen is huge. And I actually like that it is horizontal. In the beginning, some cars like Tesla, well, and also the Ford Mach-E, you know, they have vertical screen. But I think a horizontal screen makes better sense and is better ergonomically. And then we have these electronic adjusted air vents, so stuff doesn't take up too much space. So yeah. Nice, really, the way it rides, the way it handles, and the way it works now. Unfortunately, auto steer is not active. We cannot use it. We can use adaptive cruise control because this is a Chinese car. So, but that's fine. We will test all that stuff eventually later. All right, we now had a little lunch and then we're heading back. So now I'm sitting in the back seat, and we have Fred Magne from Elbil24 driving. We are just a small team now. We only have one car here in Europe. And yeah, You know, it's in the back that has the magic, right? So you notice that we already have some strong sun, and still we have this sun shade here. I'll show you. It's just manual, but we get nice and comfortable shading here in the back. There is also some tinting in the rear window compared to the front. And actually this was a case in Thailand where we were heading against the sun, you know, when we were traveling with the whole family. That was in the Densa D9. And then in the beginning, if you guys watch that episode, wifey was sitting in the front and she complained that it was too hot because they didn't have tint on that press car. But then as soon as you move in the back, it was a lot better, because in the back you are more shaded, and also we have the factory tint on the side window. So wow. And also this stretch has some speed bumps, and we have set it to the smart chassis has been enabled. So now we have a speed bump. Oh, I can just turn off the smart chassis now. And then the next speed bump here. Yeah, I can feel like a car is actually bouncing slightly more, and you can feel the up and down more. So if you turn it on again, there's so many speed bumps here. And it's just almost unreal. Oh, and maybe the middle here is the best position, right? Or it's slightly in the rear, but to sit, superb comfort. And then, okay, I have to show you this. Press one button, and then it enters the zero gravity position. Wow. You know, we just had lunch now. Yeah, we let Fred drive back to Lørenskog. I just pass out here. You know, I was thinking, okay, people, the Norwegians or Europeans, but especially Norwegians, they have money for fat e-tron or Model X back then, right? Or people that buy BMW iX or the A6 or S6 e-tron, it costs 1.2 million NOK. If they can afford 1 million NOK or 100,000 euro EV, they can afford this. And if you have a family with some kids, they can be grown-up kids or small kids, this would be perfect. The only minus is that these seats, now I'm gonna go to the upright position. If you want to put car seat here, child seat here, just like in the MIFA 9, you cannot rotate that easily because you have this big side, well, I don't know, armrest. So that's just a small minus. Unlike, for example, Neo EL8 or ES8. ES8, the old version. You had those armrests you can take up at least, but when you have these, okay, small minus, so maybe not optimal for the smallest kids, but you know, that's in the case of my my son Axel, who is less than 1 year old. But once they turn bigger, like Isabel, she's using Cybex Anoris T, which doesn't rotate. It has the airbag, so then this would even work, no problem. But wow. I wonder if the rear here has better comfort than the front. I feel like you have more legroom here than in the front. And of course you still have massage. So here you see the controls, ventilation, heating in different levels. This is massage. This is to change massage program, but you don't see anywhere what kind of massage program you have. And this is just the intensity. And you can also not use seat ventilation and heating simultaneously. And then here we have cup holder. And then yeah, we have the buttons also individual. And then here we have the zero gravity and then the regular. But if you want to change HVAC settings here, you have to go in the front. And Morten, is there a way to remote control this? Over there.
Stemmestyring kan jeg bruke.
Oh, voice control. Okay. But when you use the remote control and the TV, is that just for the TV thingy? Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe you can change. Maybe you have settings on the TV, but then you're just in TV mode. So that is small minus versus the Densa, because Densa had a dedicated screen here, roughly, where you can change You can change the temperature and mode on the refrigerator. You can open and close the refrigerator. You can also change HVAC. You can turn on and off sunroof and even the lights and stuff. So, but I think maybe they at least they want the driver to do all that stuff. Okay, now we check the weight, and I'm not sure how it read this. We're on last week. Is it 2,700 or 2,660? Yeah, but around there. But that means you have to add 75 kilogram driver then. And now we're on the Motorway, and we have Continental Viking contact. Should be 7, right? Winter tires, studdless winter tires, and also the asphalt is a bit semi-rough. A very good sound level, and you know, I don't know if you noticed, but you can open the window here. You see? If you want to. ID Bus, wait, that sounds like acoustical. ID Bus and Mercedes EQV, you cannot open this. I assume that actually if you go for Noken Hakkapeliitta R5 EV, they are even quieter, especially on the rough Norwegian asphalt. Should be maybe 1 to 2 decibel quieter than this, but this is really nice and quiet. Anyway, I think that ends the review test drive, but also test ride in this X9, so I can't wait for it to come to Norway and we can do proper tests on it. Maybe I should do 1,000 kilometer challenge with the whole family. Okay, maybe not, but yeah, that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.